The buzz.
You know how we roll.
This is the entertainment buzz.
Further on in the buzz.
What we gonna do right here is go back, way back in time.
Starring are you? All the respect and ice soulful. Like a flag. Hear me now. So bounty. Dig it way.
Entertainment buzz are the real thing, man. Say.
And now, our feature presentation.
Yes, sir. We want to say a very special welcome to the EBUZZ. I'm DJ Bones.
And I'm Kishima Francis. Wagwan.
It's all about Reggae Month. We're here for another week, unexpectedly so, doing more Reggae Month, but we're in the Reggae Month, and we got a lot of things. Tonight is what we would call a sardine can program. It's quite packed, but we have to go through it and go through it quickly because we have a lot of information that we'd like to disseminate. So, Reggae Month 2022 sponsored. It's the theme is Come Catch the Rhythm. Brought to you by Reggae Month, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, and the Ministry of Tourism and their partners. We got a lot of things to go through tonight. What do you want to start with?
Well, since we're on Reggae Month, and
Yes.
that's where we're going,
That's where we're
new
staying.
details.
Yes.
That's where we're staying.
That's where we're staying, yes.
New details are that the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport has received authorization to host a limited, fully vaccinated audience for 2 special Reggae Month concerts. Now, we're in Reggae Month, but still a padlock remains on the entertainment sector. And here it is, you have a month full of festivities. So part of the conversation tonight, Bones, is to find out, how will people celebrate the month? I mean, it's not the first that we're doing this virtually. And here they are talking about 2 concerts that will allow a handful of fully vaccinated persons.
And I think one of the things that we need to find out is the mechanics of this so-called fully vaccinated concerts. How many people will be allowed in there? There's one particular show that I think Sizzla is performing on that will have a 35-piece orchestra. How does that work? So we would like to get some of the information on that. But I think just to get a slight leeway into some sort of an opening is good news. But I just wish it could open more, but open
exactly.
safely.
And the conversation tonight, I think, is going to be interesting, especially since Coachella, for instance,
Right.
puts out information that they are dropping all COVID-19 protocols, and
Yes.
they're just going full speed ahead with having their concert. So here it is, we're celebrating reggae, we're celebrating dancehall. It's an entire month of activities. We see what is happening globally, we see what is happening around the world. So how do we celebrate with a padlock?
The padlock needs to come off. The padlock need to come off. But we look at what is happening worldwide, as you just mentioned. We're talking about even England or London, and they even for travel, they've dropped everything. Dropped COVID tests, they've dropped vaccination, they've dropped masks, they've dropped everything. And a lot of places in America have actually dropped mask mandates also. What are we doing? And why are we still at this place? This is something that we need to find out.
And how will we celebrate? So much to talk about. And then, of course, you have a lot of Reggae Month partners and our very own Irie FM. Well, the Reggae Month Irie FM Music Awards falls under the Reggae Month umbrella of activities. And the month actually will culminate with the awards on March 1. So Nicholas Evans will be joining us shortly, Bones, to talk about that.
He really should be joining us right now. And he's a member of the Irie FM Music Award Committee, Reggae Month Irie FM Awards, and he's going to be giving us the mechanics on the awards. He gave us a little breakdown last week, but I'm sure he'll expound more on how this will work. We understand it's going to be in our Irie FM courtyard, and people are going to be turning up their swag for that. Not me, because I have no swag. But
Trust, stop it. As if you're going to pick out a bad shirt tonight.
Shirt. Nobody's had a Christmas tree this man. So we're waiting to join up with Nicholas Evans. Let us hope that he'll join us very shortly. But we have a lot of partners that we'll be talking to throughout the night. And they're going to be giving us an idea why they have decided to partner with the
with Reggae Month.
With Reggae Month.
And when you talk about Reggae Month, 2 Bones, and mention the partners, like some of the partners are overseas. So we're also going to be talking about the international leg, and hopefully they can shed some light as it relates to how their activities will go on, especially if they're in places where there is not a tight restriction regarding COVID measures, so they can speak to a different type of celebrations.
Right, and we're looking forward to hearing that. We're going to be talking to Nicholas Evans, who is a member of the Irie FM Music Award Committee, and he's going to be giving us more about the Reggae Month Irie FM Music Awards. Nicholas, welcome to the Buzz once again, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome, Nick.
Thank you for making time out. You have a very busy schedule to talk to us mere mortals. We're very glad that you could make time for us, sir. Reggae Month again. Talk to us a little bit about the Irie FM Awards. You gave us a good breakdown last week. March 1 is the announcement and, of course, the actual function. Can you give us a breakdown on that? How will that work out? Can you expound on that?
Well, I can say that as it is right now, the winners are known. We have selected, we had a meeting in Kingston last week, Thursday, following the announcement of the nominees. Nice little panel comprising some of the top people in our music industry. Right. And, deliberated. They selected the winners. I must say that I don't think, outside of myself and the auditors, no one person knows all the winners. They were chosen, secret ballot. I mean, they played, they picked their candidate, and, all the ballots were given to the auditor who counted it on their departure and, disclosed who the winners were. So, as it is right now, we know the winners. A few of us do know the winners, and that is being treated as top secret, because even to our people, even to committee members, it should be him or she, whatever the case may be, so that is where it's at now. Grand plans are in place now to ensure that the awards itself, is a spectacular. We will have persons, our staff who will present, and persons who are invited to say sponsors and so inside the courtyard where we wait, because of course we have to observe social distancing and all of that, physical distancing. Observing all the protocols, and it's an in-studio award, but nonetheless, based on the amount of persons who will participate in terms of handing out awards and stuff like that, not all those persons can hold inside the studio at the same time, or based on the DRMA. That is not supposed to happen. So we have a yard that can hold 3,000 people, and the few of us who will be participating will be out there waiting our turn, and while we have sip on something nice, and have a nice vibes, while people like you, Boards, and Kashima and Courtney McCann in the studio sweating, we'll be outside, having fun.
Go ahead, man. Not about me in a studio, but
I must tell you, it's a good vibe. The anticipation is high. Persons, if you heard some of the drops we've been playing from some of the nominees like Spice, from Sean Paul. Yeah. Today I heard one from Usain Bolt. From Usain Bolt, which will be released tomorrow as well. The vibes is nice, and one of the things that gave me goosebumps is not how much some of these persons are talking about anticipating the awards here, but almost all of these persons are talking about the impact Irie FM created on their lives, and they were just happy to know that this aspect of Irie has returned. I want to say big up to Father Begin for being the person who conceptualized it. Many years ago, and circumstances, we didn't have it, but now it has returned. And trust me, I am expecting a grand event. We don't have money like the Grammys, but we're going to do it the best we can.
Nick, what is the significance of having the Irie FM Music Awards during Reggae Month?
Well, Irie FM, not many people remember. Some conveniently, and some not, and some don't want to remember. But I mean, Irie FM was always there with Reggae Month. I remember when Reggae Month started out. I mean, I remember persons like Big Gay, Kabu, Courtney Wallace, who was here at the time. I remember, several meetings in Kingston, and we were there providing events. I mean, that was when we started the Bob Marley celebration, where Kabu show came 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, ended 10, and Big A show started at 10 and ended at 2. We were at the Bob Marley Museum all day. We had celebrations at Dennis Brown, in the park downtown. What's that? There's a park downtown. We had a Dennis Brown celebration down there as well. We close out the month with Peter Tosh celebration. So we have always been a part of the Reggae Month thing. But somewhere along the line, we got we got lost out of the picture as far as the government aspect of the celebration is concerned. But 3 years ago, we got back in and we've been working with the ministry ever since. And we met sometime last year, and Irie was really supposed to do about 5 events. But again, it was hoped that COVID would have ended by Reggae Month, but that has not. And that is why the one event we are doing right now is the awards. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed that come next year, Irie FM will be more visible in Reggae Month as far as creating events or reigniting events. But Reggae Month is what it is. We are always there. We are the reggae station. We are the world's first all reggae radio
we
station.
Are the core.
And still the most authentic. We're not trying to copy anybody. We just do our things naturally.
No. We are copied.
In our blood.
We are copied. We are copied.
I don't think. Huh?
We are the ones who are being copied. They copy
every day,
right,
but
Nick,
you know what they can't copy.
I don't know why you're beating around the bush, Nick, and going round and round in circles. It is what it is. We are the core. Still
that
is
is true.
The core.
And many have tried to copy us, and they're still trying to copy us. But one of the things you can't copy is the heart. You can't copy that. You can sit and say, you want to be something like Irie, and you can, even create programming like that. But you see, if the heart is not in it,
it can't happen. Nicholas,
Irie is Jamaica, and Jamaica is Irie.
We want to thank you very much, Nicholas, for talking to us before. One of the things that I think that we should suggest, I remember that the Irie FM Awards conceptualized by our senior announcer here, Big A. Do we have an award in his name?
Not yet.
Let's sort that out.
Not yet. Of course, there are those of us who like to be private, but I must tell you, we have three persons who have served us well. One, our founder, one of our founding members, Carl Young himself. We have his son who succeeded him, Chad Young, and of course, Mighty Mike, the Girls of Satellite.
Yes.
Mighty Mike left us about 2011, thereabout, 2012, thereabout.
Let us give Big A his cake while he's still here.
Yes, absolutely.
I do agree. So,
all right. Just a suggestion. All right.
No, man, I do agree. I do agree. So we'll discuss it with Big A because, of course, he's still here. So we'll discuss it with him as
very important.
Whether or not we could give him his cake while he's still here.
I think so. It's a good idea. Nicholas, we're out of time. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Yes, but thank you, Nick.
Always a pleasure, sir.
Respect, sir. All right, sir. All right.
Guru,
Nicholas big up Evans. Yourself, Guru. Big up yourself.
Just cool, man.
Just easy, man. All right, so that's Nicholas Evans, member of the Irie FM Music Awards Committee, and of course, Reggae Month, Irie FM's Music Awards. And we got more partners we're going to be talking to, and we welcome online right now Howard McIntosh, chairman of the Entertainment Advisory Board in the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport. And we want to say welcome to you, Howard. We're going to be talking to you about Reggae Month, the big picture. How are you, sir? Howie!
Welcome, Howard McIntosh.
Kashima, you're calling me Howard McIntosh, and you're always calling me Big Mac. Good evening and good night.
Look, I am going by script.
And to all Irie FM.
Why, you're not easy, you know, Howie.
Huh?
The way I say, Howie, you're good to go?
Absolutely good to go and giving thanks every time. How are you doing?
We're blessed.
We
Blessed.
are good, and we just want to jump right into it. I know you're basically gonna give us the overview. We are almost some 2 weeks into Reggae Month.
Yeah.
I know a lot of persons within the entertainment fraternity and otherwise, we're seeing what is happening internationally. For example, I was mentioning to Bones earlier, like Coachella, for instance, they have dropped all their COVID protocols and, are going full speed ahead with their festival. You're seeing where more countries are, there isn't a padlock on the entertainment sector like what we're seeing in Jamaica. Now, in celebration of our Reggae Month, what can you tell us and how are we able to celebrate freely, and what is there truly to celebrate when some people feel like they are pent up as it relates to the entertainment sector?
Hey, Kashima, you're good, You're good, How long do we have tonight?
Not long, so concentrate it.
I'm going to take me going down another road that I never want to go down yet.
Well,
but just to say,
Yes.
jump in it, because I know the time is not long.
Right.
And let me thank you both for having me, first and foremost.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of respect.
With enough love.
I heard Nicholas at the end of his discussion with you, and I want to endorse what you raised, Bones, in terms of a tribute, something to Big A.
Yes.
And of course, I've never come on Irie FM Kashima and don't big up Carl
Yes.
as the
True.
foundation, and Irie FM as the foundation in terms of reggae. Right? And of course, one of the partners in Reggae Month, for sure, original
Right.
and continues to be. In terms of your particular question, I just want to quickly start from the beginning without taking a long time.
Right.
When Reggae Month was proclaimed Reggae Month back in 2008, because I think this is the 15th edition, if I do my arithmetic right. It was conceptualized to celebrate one of the greatest music in the world and to celebrate Jamaican music. And over the 15 editions, we've done a great job of doing that and continue to expose it. The vision behind it is, one, to have the longest music festival or celebration of a music. And to date, I haven't been contradicted in having that, because it's 1 month dedicated. And I want you both to think about, you both are journalists and involved in the music and everything else.
Yes.
When you think about, even now, during this pandemic time, trying to put together, because we do it in the evenings, basically between 6 and 10, putting together over 100 hours of content for people to be interested in and talking about. Reggae Month is living up to its vision. And the people who work in production, JCDC, the people at the ministry, all the production staff, they need to be congratulated because they continue to do it. Because as I was thinking about what I was going to say today, I was bombarded with information.
Yeah.
Kashima, you said it. We're already 2 months into Reggae Month. And of course, all of us were hoping that we would have been celebrating it in a physical fashion too, because that's the type of people we are.
Right.
Because we want to hug and we want to dance and we want to do everything else. Right?
Social people, yes.
Unfortunately, this has not happened in 2022. And as I like to say on every program that I'm on, hopefully this is the last time that we're celebrating it in this fashion, virtually. Because I think all of us know a little tired of virtual, a little tired of Zooming and all this stuff. So we're hoping that come 23, we'll be back to physical. And in the worst case, a blended, where you have some physical and you have some. So in answer to your question, Kashima, because I never not answer questions, we wish it were different. We're hoping And which gets me to the other point. We're hoping that very soon all of us will be able to celebrate all of our musical events and all of the other events that we have in physically. In other words, we'll be there listening to live music again, having all the events happening. We have suffered now for over 2 years.
Yes,
I guess the estimate now is approaching approaching 500 billion in terms of losses in the entertainment and event sector.
And I think that's a conservative estimate, to be honest with you.
It could be. It could be. But I just based it off of a study we did at the beginning of the pandemic in relation to what's happening.
You're on the ground there, Howie. I wanted to find out, trajectory-wise, realistically, when you look at empirical data that is being put in front of you, you're looking at the COVID pandemic worldwide. There is an opening. Everybody is opening up. What do you think is why we are where we are still? We seem to be very tight-held with the entertainment business. Kishiba mentioned, is it Coachella that is doing, they're dropping all their restrictions, and other places are dropping. What do you think our problem is?
I hear you fully, Bones, and let me say this quickly and immediately.
Yeah.
The COVID and the whole pandemic situation is a challenge.
Yes.
And it's a challenge globally. And so, it's easy to fault the government for many things and criticize the medical persons. But at the end of the day, the balance of lives and livelihoods that is just, a tough thing to do. And you have to protect life first.
True.
Do I always agree with what has been done? No. But do I understand the need for them to do the things that have been done? And what we see now is globally things are opening up. If you turn on the television and look at all the sporting events,
exactly,
you see with the sporting
Super Bowl.
Yeah, with the Super Bowl recently, with what's happening in the leagues around the world. If you look at they had a tournament in Phoenix the other day with over 200,000 people at golf.
Right.
So people, and as you well imagine, there's a thirst now. The people are really now fatigued. The pandemic fatigue has taken place. That's why nobody don't want to wear masks. So I believe the Prime Minister has announced it, and the Minister of Health, and I believe there will be changes in the DRMA shortly, which will allow the events sector to get where it needs to get to. It won't happen for Reggae Month. We don't believe, but yet still we are still celebrating as much as we can. And I must tell you, for the first 2 weeks of Reggae Month, we've done well in terms of having events. Admittedly, people have to be looking on, and it's all virtual. But the last 2 weeks, look out for the last 2 weeks in terms of the types of events, concerts, symposia. Right now we're talking about, as we speak, Jaria, one of our partners, and the partners from the beginning. They're having the Queens of Reggae as we continue to celebrate Reggae Wednesday. We have a symposium going on right now at the University of the West Indies, Global Reggae Conference. Things are just happening on a daily basis. I mentioned over 100 hours of content that is really there. And it's great content because one of the objectives we had was to make sure that the conversation. There are a couple of objectives. One, to make sure the conversations about Jamaican music and its creation, how you make money out of it, the things you have to do, that is taking place. Because we have symposia every week, every day.
Big Mac,
and people need to go on the Reggae app. If I'm not coming up without saying that you must go on the Reggae app because all the information is there. Download it, Reggae Jamaica. Just download the app and believe me, you get all the information.
As we listen to you talk about some of these events, new information that we're getting is that the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport has received authorization to host a limited, fully vaccinated audience for 2 special Reggae Month concerts. What can you tell us about those concerts and in terms of the capacity, what is the limit, maximum?
Well, I want to say that is hot off the press. So
we know that.
So that what I can tell you. One of the things I can tell you, right, is that you know, the entire effort as it is has been led by Minister Grange and the entire team at JCDC and the ministry, and they have been working assiduously to ensure. And as a group, all part of it, Entertainment Advisory Board, everybody, to try and ensure that the sector gets back open, because we understand the absolute suffering that has taken place. So I know that the minister has been working, and that's why I keep saying that I'm very confident based on the pronouncements and then what you're telling me here now. As to the exact capacity and everything else, those announcements will be made in short order in terms of what can happen. I know there's a red carpet event planned, which is limited in terms of people attending, but there some great events to come in terms of a vintage concert, a concert on the pier where you're going to have Berries and Mafia, and Chris Martin and Romaine Berger. Yep. You're going to have Sizzler in concert with an orchestra.
Right.
And all while this is going on, you have different programs that are taking place in terms of symposia, in terms of discussion. And I must tell you, I don't know how much of it you're able to see yourself, you know, by watch any of it for the first 2 weeks. But some of the events that we've had, you know, when you try to celebrate Bob Marley's birthday and you try to celebrate Dennis Brown's birthday, I mean, the Route 77 whole festival has been tremendous. And, you know, tremendous events right throughout, celebrating Dennis Brown's birthday. And during all of this, and this is something that, you know, coming out of the first 2 weeks, people said to me, Mark, why is it that has really captured your imagination so much? But, you know, another soldier and another legend passed on during that time, and we're forced to have a funeral during that time, and that is Robbie Shakespeare's funeral. And the pastor, Asta Carlisle, when it was held on the 7th at Webster. And in his sermon, and if you can, try YouTube it or look and try and get it. He speaks about music, right? And music is power. And music impacts the mind.
So true,
and it's so appropriate for Reggae Month and the type of impact that this music, our music, whether it and when we speak about Reggae Month, it's really celebrating Jamaica's music. When we speak about the impact that this music has had as the cornerstone of Brand Jamaica.
Yes.
One of our objectives when this was established, as I said, 15 editions ago, was to have a month-long festival where millions, and I say it like this enough, millions of tourists come home to the Mecca. Because there's only one place where reggae originated. In the same
right
way,
here.
There's only one place that where Carl come up with Irie FM.
Hey.
There's certain things that there's only one place it can happen.
And guess what?
There's only one place, and we know that, and we're convinced about it, and we sell it.
And I tell you something, you're mentioning something about impact. We have an impact on time right now. So, Howie, thank you so much for making time to talk to us. You've expounded on a lot of topics that needed to be expounded on.
Yes, and highlighted the concerts and events, symposiums, and so forth. So thank you.
We're looking forward to all. I'm looking forward to the live events that we can actually go to.
Yeah, man. All we want you to do is continue to be the partner that you have been, you know, along with the other partners that we have. Because, you know, without you know, the Jarias, TS1, TF, JCB, Real, you know, it wouldn't happen at Java.
We're going
all our media.
All the
media partners.
Are we going straight to Ray and Neville right now, as a matter of fact? So thank you so much, Howie. Respect.
Thank you so much, Big Mac. All the best.
Big love. Enough love.
Continue to support the month and make everybody remember. Go on the app, Reggae Jamaica, download it.
all the information is there. The past events are there as well. And
Right.
just keep on doing as we celebrate Jamaica 60.
Thank you very
Keep
much,
up the
Howie.
good work.
Enough love,
And
enough
God
love,
bless.
and respect. We have on the line with us now Pavel Smith, marketing manager, Ray and nephew, and we want to be talking to Pavel. Pavel, welcome.
Welcome, Pavel.
Hi.
Hi, Pavel. How you doing, brother? You good?
I'm good to go, man. This don't like bones, man.
I miss you one, man. How you doing, Pavel?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Good evening to you, man, and to your listeners as well. Kashiva.
All right, big up yourself, Pavel.
Pavel, marketing manager for Ray and nephew. Partnership with Reggae Month. How did that come about? Why do you think that this was such a great match for Ray and nephew, and of course teaming up with the Reggae Month team, the committee?
Well, listen, Reggae Month is all about honoring the work of our musical champion, right?
Yes.
And when you talk about persons who are passionate about what they do and the art, these things are things that have helped shape our culture, right? Our current national campaign for Ray and nephew is full culture. I would believe that embodies the core belief of the brand, which remains an integral part of our culture and also, acts as a social connector between us as a people. So for us, the Reggae Month platform, we just saw it as a perfect fit. As our nation marked this milestone this year, it is only fitting that Ray will be a part of it as a true representation of Jamaican culture, likewise Reggae Month as well.
Is there any specific Reggae Month event, symposium, or activity that you're looking forward to, or Ray and nephew is extremely excited about?
There are three activities in particular. Echoes of Sound System, that's one which it's the dancehall sound systems having a clash going, head to head musically. Yeah. We know clashing and that sort of thing is a favorite pastime for all Jamaicans. So Ray is proud to be a part of that. Also the VP record concert with Chris Martin, Romain Berger, and the likes. We definitely want to be a part of shows like that because again, it establishes music and how the genres have evolved from then until now.
Right.
So we're proud to be a part of that. The Sizzline concert, oh gosh, we all love Sizzler. We know what Sizzler will bring to the table. So definitely, we just believe it's a perfect match for Ray and nephew and for Reggae Month and us to be a partner on this whole platform.
Well, we're very glad that you could be a part of it, because how can you have a concert and not have Ray and nephew involved? And even if you are not you were not a sponsor, but your product will be retailing very heavily inside the concert. So either way, you are a part of the culture. You are definitely, you know what they should call you? Not Ray, they should call you Reggae Rum, Reggae Punch, Reggae. Because
I love the enthusiasm.
It is important. Yes, go ahead, Pavel.
Definitely. The spirit is always important in celebrations like this. And, we always encourage persons, yes, drink responsibly.
Yes.
But if you do drink, make sure it's, Ray and nephew mixed with the grapefruit soda. Because we believe that Ray-tastic mix will, lead to a wonderful experience for a night of enjoying these festivities. So definitely we'd love to be a part of activities like this.
Well, Pavel, I must tell you, thank you for joining us and, of course, letting us know. Of course, it is important that Ray and nephew is a part of especially live events, because the event can be on, but it won't really be live without Ray and nephew.
Yeah.
So, you big up yourself, Pavel. Thank you so much for talking to us tonight. And, of course, keep continuing to support Reggae Month. Very important with the reggae brand that you have there, Ray and nephew.
Most definitely. Thanks, boss. Thanks, Kishima. We just do it for our culture as usual as Ray and nephew.
Enough love. Respect, Pavel.
All right. That was Pavel Smith, marketing manager at Ray and nephew.
Yeah, can you imagine that, eh?
Look, it overall, it is a good look. I mean, in terms of seeing these major brands, big brands rally around Reggae Month, rally around the music, rally around, these types of activities and events. And we want to see this support even outside of Reggae Month.
There were some questions here that we probably could ask a little later on, but things like, what does Reggae Month mean to you? It's something that I would love to hear if we have any time. I don't think we'll have time to get to the callers, but what does Reggae Month mean to you? We do have, though, Mrs. Lillian Reed from the JCDC. She's the interim executive director, and we're going to be talking to her. Mrs. Lillian Reed, welcome to the Buzz.
Welcome to the EBUZZ.
Good evening, DJ Bones and Kalisha. How are you tonight?
Kishima, I am good. We're good.
Yes, very glad to have you. Tell us a little bit about the partnership with Reggae Month. Why did JCDC find it prudent to partner with all the Reggae Month festivities?
Well, Reggae Month is a program of JCDC, but it is prudent for us to have all the associate parties work together to create this grand festival for Jamaica.
Yes.
So we do a lot of collaboration in order to showcase Jamaica's culture worldwide.
Oh, absolutely awesome.
And we know even through JCDC, you have organized and put out a lot of activities, whether it is within the Reggae Month series time or outside of Reggae Month. But when you think about the entire month of activities, what are you most excited about? And are you looking forward to any of the live events?
Yes, we are. I am very excited, and we are very excited about Reggae on the Pier, which is a collaboration with VP Records to create a closing concert to showcase Barry Hammond, Romain Verga, Christopher Martin, Richie Spice, Taurus Riley, Marcia Griffiths, and Derek Morgan. So we are going to showcase them to the world to say that we are here. Jamaica is here. It's here. It's our culture, and we love it. We embody it.
I tell you something, with the COVID fatigue that's been happening in Jamaica and across the world. Of course, other places are opening up, as we've been talking about before. But in Jamaica here, having an actual live event that is endorsed, and it is, we know what is happening because permission was granted for it. Do you expect maybe an oversubscription of the events? Because a lot of people are going to want to go, but we know that these things are going to be limited to a select amount. I think is it fully vaccinated people? Can you give us a bit of numbers in terms of how many people will be allowed to go to the event?
Well, we have approval for about 300 for the Reggae on the Pier.
Okay.
But we have to seek approval from various relevant authority in order to get this done. And yes, it will be vaccinated participants at the patrons at the program, at the event.
Do you feel that such a restriction ultimately creates, some sort of division? Fully vaxxed versus not vaccinated?
Suppose they show a negative test. Can't they come?
Yes.
Just saying.
Well, there are certain restrictions, COVID protocols that we have to follow, and we, in order to, as a government agency, we have to adhere to these protocols because we will be penalized to some extent. So we have to abide by the rules of the government.
Okay, well, we understand that. We give thanks for an event or two that people can go out to and see, because this is something that a lot of people have been looking forward to.
Conditions apply.
Conditions apply. Please read the fine print. You understand? But we want to thank you so much, Lillian Reed, for talking to us. Is there anything that you'd like to add before you go?
I would just like to say that this year is Jamaica's 60th anniversary. So we have Jamaica 60. The theme for Jamaica 60 is reigniting a nation for greatness. And we want everyone to look out. So entries are open for all our programs for 2022. We would like you to visit our website, jcdc.gov.jm for more information.
Mrs. Lillian Reed, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Executive Director, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you for having me on your program.
Enough love and respect. Take care.
Thank you.
Yes,
Bye.
sir. All right, take care. I feel like I need a visa. You know, no link.
well,
No one want visa for fly out. Nobody know no link.
Maybe when we hop over to the global diaspora,
No, yeah,
you'll
man.
probably have some connection there. Something can work out for you.
We have a little brethren named Oliver Mayer. He's a consular general of Jamaica to Miami. I wonder if he can work a thing for me. No, sir. Let me call him. Oliver Mayer, welcome, sir. How are you?
I am good, man. I'm good. Good to be on the program.
Good to hear.
All right, welcome.
Good to hear you, my brother. Reggae Month activities.
Go ahead, what I want to ask you, Mr. Mayor, we're hearing about the activities locally, and there are some, levels of restrictions as it relates to your participation with the Reggae Month activities.
Right.
Talk to us about what exactly you're doing on your end.
Okay, great. Well, South Florida is always very, very busy. The hub of activity for the days.
So true.
17 abroad and 21. Tomorrow we have.
All right, Oliver, I don't want to cut into you, but I know the information that you're going to be disseminating is very important, but we're getting sort of a distorted signal from you. We want to make sure that everybody can hear you clearly. I don't know if it is if it is on our end or your end, but we just want to make sure that we can hear.
Is it a little better?
Much better. Much better.
Much better.
All right, go ahead. If you can continue. Yeah.
All right. So we had a tribute. We had a tribute to Bob Marley on his birthday, February 6th, and we also participated in the free Third World concert, which had thousands attending, and it was really a huge hit. And we celebrated Dennis Brown, Bunny Ruggs, and Bob, and the crowd just sang along word for word with all the songs. So that went. But what we have coming, we have a citizenship ceremony tomorrow where we we have Jamaicans who we have Jamaicans who have kids overseas and they're entitled to become Jamaicans. Yes. We have a welcome ceremony for them, and so tomorrow at 5:00 on our Consulate General page, people can tune in where we welcome them to a ceremony, and it's
some citizens.
Influenced by reggae music. We have Gramps Morgan, Ed Robinson, Steve Higgins, and some other persons, and just welcoming persons that are newly minted Jamaicans. Then we have next week we have a business forum on February 22nd that we'll be discussing the business of reggae among other things. We have Abibe Lewis from Inner Circle who will be one of the presenters. So that's February 22nd. Then we will have a watch party on the 27th for the Reggae on the Pier. So the community can come out, vibes as we watch, the Barry Salmon, Marcia Griffiths, etc., and just have a good vibes time for Reggae Month. And then we will close out Reggae Month and Black History Month with a performance by Ashe. We're flying up Ashe. Ashe will be doing a performance that will feature work on both Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley. And so the community will be able to come out free of cost and just enjoy good cultural entertainment and good reggae music.
Oliver, you've always been a very active person in Florida in terms of being a consul general from Jamaica to Miami. Is there anything what you're seeing in Jamaica now in terms of the diaspora's view that you'd like to probably incorporate there? I don't know. I know you're doing a lot there already, but is there things that you see that is happening here in Jamaica for Reggae Month that you'd like to incorporate there in Florida?
Well, this Friday, we're doing something with the Edna Manley School. We're not doing something for the kids.
Okay.
So with Blacker Ellis, and so we're getting all the kids together to tune into this virtual session.
Nice.
The name of one of our events today is going back to our roots. And Jamaica. What I want to share with persons listening is that there's so much love here in the diaspora for Jamaica and Jamaicans, and everybody just want to give back. They want to support. They want better for our homeland. And so you may hear one or two voices that come on and they are critical, but it's really a deep passion
Right.
that Jamaicans have
Right.
for our homeland.
That's so true. That is so true. I must let you know that I know the diaspora is extremely strong and very connected with the homeland, and anything that they can do to help, they always do. And they always try to make sure, say, and they have such pride about their homeland. When you go to America and say something about Jamaica, them are the first to jump up and defend.
But you know what I want to ask you too, Council General, like Bones mentioned, Jamaicans living overseas, there's always this passion of which you also spoke of earlier. Yeah. But in the same breath, sometimes, with so much happening locally, you still have other persons who are a little hesitant in pouring back into the country. What do you say to those persons who get caught up in the news sometimes, which does not basically capture the essence of what is going on across the island, but just in pockets?
Yeah, good point. And I mean, crime is definitely a major concern, ongoing concern, and with social media, any robbery, any murder, unfortunately, everybody sees it instantaneously, and it builds a level of fear. And I always have to remind persons that, yes, the crime is real, but it's not random. It's gang related, and it tends to be associated with a lot of times drugs and the scamming, and in particular communities. Yes, we don't want it in any part of Jamaica, but you rarely find a situation where a tourist is attacked. Or somebody just randomly come up and just shoot somebody. It's normally there's something, as we said, something when there's crime. So I think when people get that sense, it normally relaxes them. And by the time they come on the ground in Jamaica, it's a complete different experience.
So true.
I mean,
that is true.
The fears are dispelled. And, having compared the product, I mean, I use the opportunity to visit other states and hotels and stuff, but there's nothing to compare with our product back home. Our beaches, our service, our hotels,
our people.
We really are a notch above. Yeah, and our culture really are a notch above. I'm not just saying that because I'm the Consul General.
It's the facts. It's just facts.
It's a fact.
It's just facts.
It's a fact.
I want to let you know that, Oliver, we want to thank you so much for talking to us, because we do have a few other partners we have to talk to. But we want to thank you for doing what you're doing.
Yes.
Waving the
Continue doing your great work.
Waving Jamaican flag very high in the States, in Miami. And we just hope to just hear more of what you've been doing, because you've been doing a lot since you've been there. And we want to keep it up. And we want to say Happy Reggae Month to you and the Diaspora, sir.
Thank you so much. And I could not leave it out to send big up to Irie.
Yes.
Big up to you both for the work you're doing, and listen, Irie has led the way from day one and continues to do so. We appreciate you. One love.
All right.
Thank you so much. So that was our Consul General of Jamaica to Miami, Oliver Mayer.
Always he's always busy man. So Oliver, big up yourself.
It is still a tough job, being in that position and having to keep the diaspora together, and like he mentioned, with the advent of social media, everything that happens here gets magnified,
quadrupled, sometimes ridiculously high. So we have somebody that we're going to be talking to. We're going to be talking to Eddie Edwards. Of course, he is a sound system manager.
Sound system production manager.
Yeah. Eddie, welcome, sir.
Well, it is a pleasure. First, happy Reggae Month. And listen, you put me to follow Consul General Oliver Mayer. That's some heavy shoes to fill.
May I tell you, you're not thinking of walking in golf shoes every day.
The good thing is that when you think about sound system, it comes with a heavy bass line. So already you're pushing some amounts of heaviness. So you're okay.
Yeah, man. Hey. I think one of our favorite things, I don't know if it's Kishima's, but one of my favorite things is to hear a booming sound system and hear even a clash or just hearing the creativity of the DJs. And back in the day, we would have Daddy Uroy doing his very creative toasting. And I know these DJs do very good toasting. We miss it because Corona don't allow it. What can we look out for? I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing the sound systems again. And I get the feeling you have something special to tell us.
Well, yes, and let me just say I'm representing Miramar Commissioner Alexandra Davis, who saw it fit to put together a special series of events under the banner Black History Meets Reggae, as February is Black History Month and also Reggae Month.
Nice.
And so we really, kick off a weekend that starts on February 24th,
right,
where we have the Reggae Icons Awards.
Wow.
And this is a red carpet affair where we honor some of our own. And so this year's recipients, we have Inner Circle. They will be getting the Reggae Icon Award along with radio personality Clinton Lindsay, who is celebrating 45 years in the business,
No Clinton,
Yes. And also, again, we want to big up our former Broward County Commissioner and former Mayor of Broward County, Dale Holness. He's getting the Marcus Garvey Award. And then there is a special Jamaica 60th Legacy Award that we're going to honor Bob Marley for his work, and a presentation to the matriarch of the Marley family, Rita Marley.
Nice.
And that happens on the 24th, the Reggae Icons Award. Then we jump into the Friday, the 25th, where we're having the Rumbling Miramar. It's a sound clash.
Yeah.
And that I know is what excited you.
Yes, sir. I want to hear that.
Yes. So this is a winner takes all $2,000 cash sound clash.
Nice.
And what we're doing is, you mentioned Daddy Ura, you mentioned, some of those early sounds
that can toast very well. Yeah, man.
Tom the Great Sebastian, those kind of things from back in the day. But we want this legacy to continue.
Yes.
And we want to encourage the younger folks to be part of the sound system and the clash, so that this part of our culture continues in a very special way. So we want the big names, but we also encourage the young upcoming DJs to jump in and participate. And we have gonna have 5 finalists. Those finalists will be announced tomorrow.
Right.
5 finalists that will be participating. This happens at Shirley Branca Park. It's free to the public. And a special guest is Tony Mataran, being a special guest, as well as helping us to judge the competition. So it's just a night of vibes that we're just going to have a really good time. And then we close the celebration off on the Saturday night, where we're having what's called the Afro-Carib Festival. And this again, now, we all came from Africa. We all came from Africa. We see now where we're mixing the Afro beats with the reggae, with the reggaeton. And we're shining a spotlight. So we have Protégé performing.
Nice.
Yes, we have EIX reggaeton from Puerto Rico. And we have Afro B. He has that big song called Joanna.
Yes, Joanna.
So that's big tune. So that's how we close down the whole celebration of Black History Meets Reggae. And that's all under the auspices of Miramar Commissioner Alexandra P. Davis, who has worked tremendously to really push forth the Jamaican culture and all of Black history together under this banner. And we urge folks, this is a weekend of activities. So I know folks in Jamaica, you could hop on a flight and still just come enjoy and hang out with us from the 24th of February right up until the 26th, and really enjoy the celebration of Reggae Month and all that we have to offer here in the city of Miramar. Two of the events are free, and the Afro Carib Festival, you can buy your tickets for $15 at Ticketmaster.
All right.
You know, Eddie, initially, Bones, when Eddie said there was a Black History meets reggae, I was wondering, you know, okay, I'm listening. I want to hear where he's going with this. But absolutely fabulous. I like that inclusion and how to just put a cap on things right there to conclude your reggae month of activities. And it's open to the public, no COVID-19 restrictions.
Well, you know, we the beauty about it, most of these events are outdoors, so folks are comfortable outside, and we're gonna just tell folks to be safe. Masks are recommended, but we're not enforcing anything. Most people are now vaccinated, and by now we all know how to really manage this pandemic and keep ourselves safe. You know, so we're working with what we have at this point.
All right. Well, Eddie Edwards, Sound System Production Manager. I know you were stepping in for Miss Alexander Davis. Thank you so much. Anything you want to tell us before you go?
Well, quickly, as you kind of called me a Sound System Production Manager, but really and truly, I operate a company called Rhythms Marketing, and we produce events, and that's pretty much my title. So I work closely with the commissioner and assisting to produce a lot of the events that she does, as well as with the city in general, and then produce some of our own events, including the Jamaican Jerk Festival, which is an annual event here in South Florida, as well as in New York.
I don't miss that Jerk Festival, trust me. It's a big show. As a matter of fact, a sound system I'm involved in plays there sometimes, hardcore movements in Florida.
Oh, yes,
Pablo P, Mikey Don,
yes.
They're
a staple. They're a staple at the event.
And they are the bosses when it comes to juggling and keeping a good vibe.
Yes, for real.
Yeah,
for real.
I'm there all the time. I never miss it. Yeah, man. A great place.
Well, we invite the Irie family to come, and even we know Irie is so popular that a number of folks within the States tune in via the internet. So we invite the Irie family to come down to Miramar this next weekend and enjoy Black History Meets Reggae.
And I can endorse that event because I've been so many times and it never disappoints. So if you can go to the Jerk Festival, go and check it out. Thanks a lot, Eddie. And we stand corrected.
All the best.
We stand corrected with the title, boss. Thank you, sir, for correcting.
No worries, man. No worries. One love, and we celebrate reggae 24/7.
Yeah, man. Blessings, all right. Blessings to you, Eddie.
Eddie Edwards.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
So we had a skip here. I don't know if...
Right. I got the signal. So we're going to move to,
the
one
boss.
of our faves.
The boss.
Can we say one of our faves?
No, not one of our faves. Our fave.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Copeland Forbes.
Artist, manager, and so much more.
Manager. You see the big
Copeland, welcome.
Copeland, when you come in here, just pay a smile with smile. By the way, your Rolls Royce is back in your garage here, so I borrowed it.
Good. Yeah, because I asked the security if you took care of it.
I did. I got it buffed, polished, and full of gas. Boy, the tank big though, man. Take too much money. Sure.
Boy, look here. I want to talk to Copeland about reggae and Black History Month.
But I had to make sure his car went back to him. He's very upset about that car. So, all right. So we talked about Black History Month. Though. Copeland get back in Rolls Royce. So we're getting ready. Copeland, welcome, my boss.
Oh, it's nice to have me back where I belong. It's a long time I haven't been home in the radio world, and that's my home. Everybody knows that.
Reggae and Black History Month. Your thoughts on it? Have you seen the lineup for this month in terms of the Reggae Month and your thoughts on it?
Month-long celebration.
Very busy. What do you think?
Yes, well, I tell you something, this year is the first time I've ever seen so many activities. I lost track at times too, because I have to be traveling with like 4 different wardrobe, and I go over to CPCC, tape a program, and then I have to run up to Winford Studio to tape another one. And last night we were over by Port Royal with Barry Smart, Roman Berger, Christopher Martin, and the whole works. Taping another program. So I must say, this year, Reggae Black History Month is one of the most exciting one that I've ever seen, and I'm happy that I came home to be a part of it, you know. And it started off with Robbie Shakespeare's, burial
Final
and thing,
farewell.
But then everything picked up after that, you know.
You know what I want to ask you, though, Copeland, as I listen to you talk, and like we heard from Big Mac and others before, do you get the feel? And I know a lot of persons don't like to separate reggae and dancehall, but do you get the feeling that there could be an injection of more representation from the dancehall fraternity across the Reggae Month activities, the Reggae Month celebrations?
Well, it's true. There could be a little more accent on that. I'm so happy when I read that Sizzler is going to be performing with a 35-peak orchestra.
Looking forward.
Because that is something I have in my mind for years. When I spoke to the doctor years ago, I wanted to see dancehall with an orchestra behind it, because we did it with Luciana in Holland and John Holt in England too. But dancehall is something new. So when I saw that on the calendar, I said, yes, I have to be present at that one, because, Sizzler is an artist that I literally grew with, in terms of, he grew with me, rather, traveling around the world from he was young, and he has developed and evolved into one of a major artist with a professional approach now, which I'm proud of, that I was part of his journey. So to see him now with a 35-piece orchestra, is something to behold, and I think it's going to be the first of its kind. I know Moses is going to say, I did it first, because he did it at Montego Bay in 2014 at Jazz Fest.
Right. But when you look at Sizzler's repertoire, with the songs that he has, an orchestra is actually the perfect backing for him.
Exactly.
Some of the songs he has are just so soulful, and it's just going to give you such an unplugged, up close and personal feeling with Sizzler. I'm looking forward to seeing that event. It's going to be awesome.
That event, though, seems to be one of the major events that a lot of persons are looking forward to, because since we've started, this event has popped up a lot, Bones.
Yeah. And
everybody's talking about that, it seems.
I'm looking forward to seeing Sizzler. Sir Miguel Collins.
Indeed.
Yeah, man. So that is one of the major highlights, that I'm looking forward to, first of its kind in a long time, so to speak,
And we had a talk with some folks in the diaspora. What are your thoughts of what's happening over, especially in Florida?
Yes, there's so many things happening there, and I'm happy that Reggae Month has spread not just for Jamaica, overseas, because with what's his name you just spoke to, I know him very good. He runs the Jerk Festival, and
Eddie Edwards.
Eddie Edwards for years,
Yes.
Really marketing. And in New York, brother Carlisle McKitty, who runs Coalition to Preserve Reggae Music. He has one under the banner of Reggae Month too, doing some stuff too. So I'm happy that it's not just confined to Jamaica now. It's spreading overseas, and I'm sure in the next years to come, you're going to hear it's happening in London, it's happening in Brazil, it's happening here and there. And I'm proud, that it's really, really, really been recognized in a great fashion and a more official way now. So we look forward to it on an annual basis,
Copeland, as someone who is, well traveled, I don't think there is anywhere you have not been and fly to spread reggae music and go for shows and events with some of the greatest in our time. When you look at the magnitude and the richness of some of the Reggae Month activities that we have planned, or the ministry has, do you think, is there an activity or an event or something you think that could be included to make it even richer?
Well, something, there's so much to suit every aspect. The young, the old, the new ones, the kids of the icons, and all these, different aspects. So there's quite a lot in the kitchen. I said, this year it's more than what we have ever done. You know, when you look at it, quite a few, and then they even play back some of the things that we have done over the years. Look at the series that I was part of on Stage TV. Each week, an idol is being an icon is being honored.
Yes.
Last week was it started off with Alton Ellis, where you have George Nooks and Alton's son singing Alton's song. And then last week, Gregory Isaac.
Yes.
You know, songs were being iconed by Anthony Cruz and Ezron.
Yes.
And this week one is going to be fantastic because this week now is Dennis Brown. Right?
Wow.
And the two artists who are going to be singing Dennis hit songs is none other than Romaine Berger and Christopher Martin.
No, sir.
Awesome.
And then it's going to close off with none other than the gentleman himself, you know, Mr. Barry Salmon.
The chairman of the board.
Chairman of the board.
Chairman of the board.
So it's really, you know, with something like this, you know, where people we have gotten so much response from overseas and in all the way in Crooks and Cranes because everybody was latched on to the Gregory Isaacs one last week.
Right.
You know, because you could see that the foundation went the extra mile
right.
to make things look spicy. They called me in. I had to go get a tuxedo,
dressed
up to make the presentation to Livewire Band. I must give shout out to Livewire Band from Ocho Race. They were the last band.
Big up to Carl.
Big up Carl. Yeah, man.
Yeah, and they all were honored, you know, on last week's presentation. And I feel proud because I was part of the whole aggregation
of that band.
Yeah, that band.
And they were the backing band for Gregory for a while.
Right, for quite a number of years.
Yeah, for Gregory Isaac.
The last 5-6 years, you know, they were constantly on the road with him every single place. And Livewire is one of the best bands
they are very good.
around, you know. Yeah, very good band.
And it's great that they were honored in that kind of way because, you know, like you mentioned, Copeland, and very fitting that it provides an opportunity for the younger generation in particular to kind of get an idea as it relates to who our greats are and what was done before, even for industry players who are too young to the game and may not know or they're not doing the research.
Right, exactly.
Well,
you know,
we want to give kudos to the band. And of course, by the way, I still have my cool ruler Clarks, Mr. Forbes.
Oh, yeah. But didn't you get a shirt or a Clark shoes too?
Did you get one of the Clark shoes?
No, I didn't. Remember when it comes to my shoe size, you
yes,
know,
it's
like
extra petite.
My size,
right.
Extra petite.
It's my size
These
5.
Specially made stuff that Gregory made. The cool ruler Clark shoes.
I got mine from Carl.
Right.
So Carl and you know they had them and it's such a special collector's item now because the time he gave it to me, it didn't seem as much, but Gregory is no longer here, but that is a special thing to give tribute to Gregory Isaac. So I still got my cool ruler Clarks. I know you have yours too.
Oh gosh, it's going.
You're not to ask that.
It's been placed in my museum, you know. So, yeah, man.
But Copeland,
it was a lot of fun on the road with Gregory and Livewire. You know what the promoter said to me? They said to me, Mr. Forbes, whenever they're booking, they say, is Livewire coming with him? And they were particular asking for Livewire because they said Livewire brought more energy out of Gregory when they're on stage.
They had chemistry.
Yeah, they said to me the chemistry that they have forced him, you know, because I remember one night Gregory did 4 encore. That even the bus driver came out of the bus
and said, "Yo, we want to go home now."
He was on stage dancing. 4 encore. You know, they were just rocking. You know, leaving out of Babylon. You know, I mean, I became the singer on that when Gregory gone outside and people still singing and I'm just ad-libbing there and the driver is dancing and there's another part of the show. But it was great. Very great, you know, with them.
Good old days of Gregory
Isaac. I lift my hat to them, man, you know.
I always say...
Copeland, it's always a pleasure when you're on. We are guaranteed to get a story that we've never heard before. Tons of info. Absolutely.
And I'm always enjoying Gregory Isaacs. He sings so slow, but he talks so fast.
You know that, you know, the book going to be out any minute now. It's finally finished.
Right.
You know, it's being finalized now in Greece. Going through the last set of things I was telling Kishimia today, and it's going to be one of the most exciting books ever come out about reggae music.
What's the title, Copeland?
Reggae, My Life, is.
Nice.
You know, and I must tell you this in a sneak preview that I even have interest from, and I'm going to call the NBC station. It started P, but interest to do a documentary on it already.
And of course, it will be available on all the digital platforms like the Kindle and the Amazon and so on, eh?
Yes, it will be available all around, and I'm definitely going to have a platform with Irie FM when it's out one whole evening about it, you know, and it's very exciting. Some very interesting characters and stories.
Yes.
That's going to last a long time. And you know something? I must tip my hat to Kishima. She did something like that some years ago.
Yeah.
And that stayed on the website for about 2 years straight. Cause everybody was talking about it. And people started copying what she did.
Nice.
You know, and podcasts and all that stuff. She did a wonderful job. You know, I must lift my hat and everything to you, Kishima, for the job.
Just lift your hat.
Thank you, Copeland.
Not lift everything else, just lift your hat.
Yeah, man.
Boys, leave him.
I don't know why my baby said, well, he can get back in car already. I don't know why my can't manage him, yeah.
But yes, it was an awesome documentary, and I think you were really great to study, and you made it easy and fun, and you have tons of information.
Yes, it was.
Copeland, we want to thank you so much for making time to talk to us. As usual, talking to you is a pleasure, and it is also a learning experience. We feel like we're back in college when you're back online with us.
You know, and just hail up everyone at the station. You know, that's everybody's my family there.
Yes,
and
sir.
I will always be in touch. And the number one station in the nation, just keep rocking the nation.
And that's right, sir. And of course, hopefully
right,
we'll be rocking.
Thank you so much, Copeland.
We're going to be rocking somewhere worldwide next year because we'll be on the road, sir.
Yes, definitely, because I'm doing a book tour and I'm putting the Revolutionaries band back together with Sly at the helm.
Yes.
And it will be a tribute to Robbie when we head out. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thank you so much, Copeland Forbes. Always with a lot of great information. Artist manager, artist tour manager, promoter. He has so many hats.
His titles are long.
Are long. We want to open our phone lines a little bit and give our listeners a chance to, we want to find out what Reggae Month means to you.
Yeah. What does Reggae Month means to you?
Yeah. 974-5051.
974-5079.
And 974-5043. These are the numbers to call us. Give us a call. We'd like to interact with you. And on top of that, it's Reggae Month. We want to find out what Reggae Month means to you. And it's exciting because this Reggae Month has absolutely been busy. Lots of things. Very big productions. And really looking good.
Like Big Mac said, they are creating a lot of content,
And the content is important.
The Reggae Month app, just go ahead, download the app so you can become familiar with a lot of the activities that are happening. We're already 2 weeks in. There are a lot more events, workshops, symposiums slated to take place. So be a part of it.
Yeah, and of course, we're still waiting on the callers. We want to find out what Reggae Month means to you, although the Reggae Month soon finishing as your wink it finishing us, so you have to capitalize on what's going to be happening. We have a caller online. Buzz through caller, you're live.
Good night, Team Irie.
Good night, team caller.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, Aya.
Rowan Johnson, man.
Oh, Rowan Johnson.
Atlas Security.
Yourself. Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Well, yes, Rowan, big up yourself, Aya.
Yeah, respect, man.
All right, what does Reggae Month mean to you?
Well, he let me bring back to more like culture from them time until now, yes. And what's trending when it come on to the artists them from them time until now. And the Irie FM award with them have now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me know a lot more about the music.
That's true. So that's what it means to you. Yeah, that's a lot. It means a lot to you.
Right.
Man.
And so you download the app already, Rohan?
No, so I'm not do it yet, but I want to do it.
Just go on your phone and do it now. It's in a Google store. Google Play Store. Yeah, man. Go in there and go get your things sorted out, my youth.
Yeah, but we vote already still, you know.
You vote already?
For the Carl, yeah.
Yeah,
but
why?
For the Carl Young Listeners Choice Award, awesome.
Yeah,
big up
man.
yourself. And you know, Rowan Johnson, big up. I know when you say your name, I had a reaction, and so too did Bones, because when you look on the Irie FM WhatsApp line, we can guarantee that we're going to get a response, some interaction from Rowan Johnson.
Well, Rohan texts my phone directly to you, straight.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
Well, in message the WhatsApp line, I'm seeing his messages, so it's really great to hear the voice. Like,
yeah, you
know, now when I read your messages, I can read it in your voice.
And Rohan, as although you have made a vote for the Listener's Choice Award, we still need you to download the Reggae app. You know why? Because you're going to get all the information about Reggae Month on the app.
Yeah, you see, Reggae Month, like you get to know some people too you never hear about too, you know.
But you can but you can get that information on the app. So that's why I was telling you to try your best to just download it.
Portland Falls, we just hear from him.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And you know, other icons will come through too.
Yeah, man.
And through the program, they want to do the interview. On which you know your King James date.
No, I'm not on this week. Hopefully, we may have him at another time. But I tell you something. We have had some great people on, and of course, there are great concerts that are going to be put on for Reggae Month, and iconic people will be performing. Barris Hammond, Christopher Martin, Romaine
Virgo, Sizzla, Marcia Griffiths.
Gonna be awesome. You know?
Yeah, you get to hear some people hear about some people work with Jack Ruby and anything like that.
Yeah, man. Of course.
Yeah, it mean a lot.
We're ready, Bridget.
Yeah,
ready.
That's awesome, Rohan. Continue to support the music, the culture, and ultimately the country. You know, big up yourself.
Enough love, Rohan.
Yeah, man. IFM, 24/7, you know.
And 48, and 48,
265 day of the year.
That's right, sir. Now we talk.
Yeah.
Respect, Rohan.
Man, big up on yourself.
Enough love. Respect.
Yeah, big up yourself too, Rowan Johnson.
Who you want big up, Rohan? Go again.
DJ Music.
Oh, you mean big up Popper? The girl them Stopper. Yeah, man. Massive.
Massive. Big up yourself.
All right. Big up Mackie.
All right.
All right, my boss.
Big up yourself, Rohan Johnson. Atlas Security every time.
Rios, yeah.
Yeah, man. Rohan always keep it locked to the 107s for real.
We got a caller online. Good evening to you, caller. Buzz through. Buzz through, caller.
I'm sorry, you have no credit left.
Well,
if you think you have sufficient funds to make this call, please press 1.
You know, say if me get a message like that on my phone, postpaid, that problem me have in my youth because there's something not right with the company. Me pay a bill and
don't right.
don't right at all. We want to find out from you, our callers, what does Reggae Month mean to you? And that's pretty much what we're asking. We only have a few minutes, probably about 9 minutes left in the program. But we just want to find out from our callers. We were still trying to get to another guest. I think it was Ricky Trooper. But he looked like
so he could talk about echoes of sound system clash that's happening, and this would be like a local event.
Right. We have a caller online. Buzz through, caller. You're live.
Yes, Mr. Boone.
Blessed love.
I feel good about Bob Clark and Clyde Mackenzie, you know.
What happened?
Mr. Bob Clark and Clyde Mackenzie, you know, you nobody talk about them, you know.
You know something? That's a thought.
Yes, Bob Clark and Clyde.
Yeah, because they're very integral in the reggae.
And Miss Babsy Green and Edward Siaga. They are the foundation of the Irie FM, you know.
That's true. I tell you this. You know, it is always good to get feedback from listeners, and that is something that we should look into too, right away. Thank you for that.
Ideas will pop up, of course.
All right, sir.
What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Vito Young, sir. I call from Clarendon, yes.
I bet you say you're young too. All the you get to sound like you're young too, you know. You're what, 20, 22, something like that?
No, man, I'm 73 years old.
Which part are you 73? You're a friend, all people think you look, man. You're a young boy from how me hear your sound.
No, man, I'm 73 years old, man. But remember when I come from America, summer 1990.
Yes.
And I was then tell me, say, well, new radio station up in, and I want my name is Young.
You sure say no your cousin?
No, man, when I do my research say, I try Mackenzie and Bob Clark, go to Babsy Green, and and Brazilian carry it to Mr. Siaga.
Mm-hmm.
And then get the license and carry come to Mr. Young.
And you know, this station is an integral part in Reggae Month. That is something that we should probably chronicle also.
And San Diego, Irie FM never look back on this.
Right.
But you know, nobody attack about background and climate change. Not at all.
And you attack about it now. Yeah, well, I have definitely mentioned it.
But then they can't and then they phone, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you for that, you know, Mr. Young. I can call you Mr. Young, right?
Yes, sir. That's what it is.
All right, because you know,
yes, big up yourself, Mr. Clarendon.
Big up, Mr. Young.
Yes, sir.
Enough love. I will take what you said into consideration. It's very important.
Yes, sir. Big up Mr. Bosa, big up Miss Kachima.
Enough love. Here, sir.
All right, big up yourself. Thank you so much for listening.
Blessed love, Father. Big up Mr. Young, you know. I'm Mr. Young that on the phone. All right, sir. And of course, as I said, more information coming to us. We take it into consideration.
Yeah, I know. Look, big up to Bob Clark, big up to Clyde Mackenzie.
Yes.
And Minister Grange, I know she's integral, like in a lot of the music, like, you know, her journey took her to places as it relates to culture. So her ministry is very fitting.
I think it was the last staging of Rebel Salute. I had a conversation with Babsy Grange when she did say to me, you know, Carl Young and I go a far way, you know, I'm integral in that place. She would say it to me. I just didn't know all the details of it. But I've always been hearing that she has been very, very integral in the presentation of this company. So big up to you, Minister Grange, and big up to you, Bob Clark. I think Bob Clark was integral in even naming the company, naming the station. And Clyde was a manager here, or the general manager here for years. So, you know, we have to big them up, because without those, that's like the pillars of the company.
No, absolutely.
Foundation. Yeah, so.
Yeah, way before my time, but still I was lucky enough to work with a Bob Clark.
Me too, and we were lucky to work with Mr. Young too. So we have another caller online. Buzz caller, you're live.
Yes, I.
Blessings.
Positive vibrations.
All right, hold on. We can't hear you so good, you know. So we want you to get to a good signal so we can hear what you're saying.
All right. Yeah, you hear me now?
Not so good either. You still a break up. Shift round a little bit. All right, go now. Go through. You shift out a signal altogether.
Bones, I don't know what you did there.
But shift that.
Sure.
Couldn't hear the man at all. Yeah, so we're still waiting.
But looking at it though, Bones, what does Reggae Month mean to you?
You know, I would just be echoing a lot of what has been said. It just means, I mean, it is a month that we pay homage, but I think Reggae Month to me should be a reggae year. Because it is something that has made a mark on the world from this little dot of Jamaica. Anywhere you go in the world, as far as Japan, as far as Australia, anywhere you go, reggae is known. And reggae is an integral part, and people want to find out about Jamaica, and they want to come here, they want to experience the culture, the food, and especially the people. And of course, Reggae Month to me means a strong representation of what we own and how well it is received worldwide. I just love how anywhere we go, or anywhere I go most times, and then, you're Jamaican? Oh, reggae music, man. The reggae, the dance hall, you know. Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, Lady Saw, when Lady Saw was there before. And of course, you know, Chronics. So they have all these people who they call out. So Reggae Month is a sense of pride for me in terms of how well we represent worldwide, internationally.
It is, you know, well said. And that is why initially when Reggae Month was born, some persons felt like, you know, a month could not suffice for Reggae Month. And that is why Irie FM as a station, reggae is celebrated every single day across the station. And you hear the story. You know the foundation. When Irie FM started, it started with a music that was not popular. A music did not have a space. And Carl Young, with his innovative thinking, gave reggae that platform and prominence across Irie FM. And to this very day, it is what it is. Reggae 24/7s.
until
man.
you have other stations adopting the same format, because it is a winning format. You're giving authentic reggae, things that would not have normally been aired, especially in the mainstream media back in the day. This place gave it a platform. And it became the dominant sound. It is a true representation of our country and our culture. A lot of times we had other platforms that didn't play much reggae. They played some, but not as much. This was 24 hours.
And to this very day, I mean, you still see that where there is an infusion of other forms of music, while, we remain true to the core. Reggae, it is what it is. It is a way of life.
It is a lifestyle. It's a way of life. It's a diet even. The reggae diet. There's a reggae diet. You can't go into a pasta restaurant and say, I want reggae places. No, you got to be jerk chicken. We got to rice and peas, gungo rice, ackee and saltfish, fried chicken. We have to have the Jamaican, escovitch, everything. Yeah, that is a reggae diet right here.
A reggae diet sound a bit heavy for me right now, but I'll just go with the music.
Well, the music is, it's a lifestyle. And of course, we're getting pretty much out of time. I don't know if there's anything else you add, but we wanted to give some credits to some of the folks who we wanted to thank, and we have a lot of them tonight because we had a lot of partners. We want to say thanks to Eddie Edwards, the sound system, the event manager. Let me make sure I get that right. And
Oliver Meir, Consul General of Jamaica to Miami.
We want to say a special thanks also to Copeland Forbes, Artist Manager.
Mrs. Lillian Reed, Interim Exec Director at JCDC.
Also thanks to Pavel Smith, Marketing Manager of Ray and Nephew.
Howard McIntosh, Chairman of the Entertainment Advisory Board, Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports.
Nicholas Evans, member of the Irie FM Music Awards Committee, and of course he spoke about the Irie FM Music Awards. He's also our sales manager here, so big up yourself, Nicholas. Respect and thanks to everyone, and of course all our sponsors for tonight. We want to say thanks to everybody else, the team here that made the buzz possible. We want to say thanks to technical operator Lollipop. Our engineer,
big up to Vivian Stewart.
Yes, engineer would be DJ Kamar, Rich. Yeah, telephone operator Jody K, and also our production assistants Jody Ann, and of course Shamara and Vivian Stewart. So,
and Peter Broadbaugh,
social media specialist, Peter Broadbaugh.
Yes,
sir.
thank you.
Yeah, big up yourself, Peter. So we want to say thanks, and of course join us next week for another exciting edition of the EBUZZ. I'm DJ Bones.
And I'm Kishima Francis. Mutabaruka is up next with The Cutting Edge.
We're out.